All right, most Americans love popcorn, but is microwavable popcorn costing you more money and costing you in health? In this video, we're gonna check out to see if buying just the kernels and popping your own on the stovetop is cheaper and healthier than microwavable popcorn. Hi, I'm Risa from Thrifty and Thriving, and we're gonna figure out what is cheaper, what is healthier, and what is worth it. All right, so as we said, we're gonna work on popcorn today. It's been a really long time since I bought microwavable popcorn just because I heard some things, but researching into it now, it's a little better than it used to be. But we still might be saving money and saving our health by popping our own popcorn. So let's see what it's like to pop our own popcorn and then talk price. Okay, so for this amount, or the amount I know of course you can change the recipe whether you need more or less, is first going to do 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Coconut oil is good because it's a healthier choice, okay? And it also deals with heat very well. You also want to just watch your pan. Don't use the Teflon pans. Teflon's bad, just in general. All right, so I need 3 tablespoons of my coconut oil here. Okay, and then all we're gonna do is turn this bad boy up to 8. And then we're just gonna wait for our oil to melt. While we're waiting for our oil to melt, we might as well measure out what we need. So we're gonna do 1/2 cup of the kernels. Oh, you also wanna make sure you're using a big pot too. Don't use a little pot. We need room for our kernels to pop and become popcorn. Okay, as our oil starts to melt, I'm gonna make sure it's everywhere in the pan. And we're going to just put 2 kernels in here. 1, 2, and then we're gonna put a lid on here, and we're just gonna wait for those 2 kernels to pop. All right, since we can't see the 2 kernels in here, I thought now's a great chance to talk about what is in the microwavable popcorn so we can compare our ingredients. When I was buying microwavable popcorn, I was buying the Orville Redenbacher, so I guess that's what I'm gonna compare. This one overall is said to be a better one. The ingredients are the whole grain popping corn, which is basically the same thing what we're using here. Palm oil, which I don't really care for palm oil because they say that it's really bad for the environment, particularly. When it comes to the palm oil, they do a lot of deforestation, which destroys wildlife habitats and all that kind of stuff, and we could do better with that one. In terms of health, I'm not sure what palm oil does or if it's good or bad. I'm gonna be honest there. Next, salt, butter. We're gonna have that in our own ingredients as well. Color added, which it looks like we're using more of natural ingredients here. Natural flavor. Natural flavor is one that always makes me kind of weary because it's so broad of a term. It could literally be anything. It could be stuff from plants, could be stuff from animals, could be, who knows what natural flavoring is. And so I'm not even sure what it is. And then we have this vitamin E for freshness. I'm not really too sure on that. Okay, our 2 kernels have popped. So I'm gonna pause my thing here and I'm going to, we need to get a bowl so we have somewhere to put them. All right, so I'm just gonna remove our 2 kernels, put them in the bowl. And I do this just so we know that the oil is hot enough. The next thing we're gonna do is just pour our kernels into the pan. Put the lid on. I'm gonna move this to the side and shake it up for about a minute. I like knowing exactly when a minute is, so I have my timer on, and I'm just shaking it up. And this is so I know all the kernels are evenly coated with the oil. Okay, this is the best way to do this so that we don't burn any of the kernels. There's gonna be a good hunk of shaking, but with the microwave popcorn, I don't know about you, but whenever I used to make microwavable popcorn, there was always like a section of it burnt because it popped before everything else, and then it's just sitting there also in the oil mixture in the bag. But this is how we get a nice even coat, and we're going to try to get everything as even as possible. Okay, coming up to 15 seconds. We're almost there. Just a few more seconds. You don't have to be a minute perfect, but I just do that. All right, that there is our minute. So I'm going to put our heat back on 8. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to be shaking these kind of a decent amount with the heat. But we also kind of want it to sit, so there's like just this middleman of heating and shaking. Also, while we're waiting, we could be melting our butter. Stay away from margarine and that kind of junk. Use real butter. Okay, I'm going to use maybe 3 tablespoons. You can also control how much butter you put in as well. Okay, the recipe that I originally knew of does 4 for half of a cup, but I'm gonna just do 3. I don't need that much. And I'm just gonna microwave this. I put it on 45. I don't know how long it needs to go for. And I'm gonna shake this up a little bit longer here. Just a quick shake. It's starting to pop. Let's see if we can catch this. And as it pops, you still wanna make sure you're shaking it because I don't want anything to burn. Butter is ready. We'll give it a nice stir, shake. It's gonna just start popping more and more. And before you know it, we're gonna have this whole pot full. Now I like to turn this down just a little bit more, so I'm gonna turn it down to 6. Starting to smell good. Excellent. I think it's just about done here. I think we're gonna go ahead and turn this off and call that done. Maybe do a last stir. There's a few kernels there on the bottom. All right, so we have all our kernels popped now. So all we need to do is add our butter and add our salt. Okay, so I'm just gonna carefully take this lid off, put it in the sink. All right, so 45 seconds was long enough for this here. I'm just gonna pour it in here, just like that. And I'm going to add my salt. I'm just estimating. Once again, you're kind of in control how much salt you want or don't want. And then I'm going to use just a couple wooden utensils to stir it. And that's just because I don't have the talent to flip and stir. So this is how I'm just gonna mix. Oop. And there we have it. Nice, beautiful popcorn. And how's it taste? Divine. I'd prefer this popcorn, honestly, over the movie theater popcorn, so I'm sneaking popcorn into the movie theaters. Shh, don't tell. All right, now, why don't we take a look at the price comparison? Do I really save more money by popping my own kernels versus having the microwavable kind? All right, so we're gonna compare the price to Jolly Time white popcorn kernels, and we're gonna compare to Orville Redenbacher's movie theater popcorn, microwavable 12 count. That's what I used to buy before doing my own. Okay, so taking a look at the Jolly Time white popcorn kernels, the price is about $2.26, give or take depending on your area, for a 32-ounce bag. It's pretty big. 32-ounce bag is about 32 servings, so it's 1 ounce per serving. When you break it down, the cost per serving is roughly 7 cents. So if you're doing just the popcorn, that's it. But I do use coconut oil to pop it, so just a tablespoon, and then I like to add my own butter, and that kind of varies with cost too, but you're usually just using 1 tablespoon of butter, so give or take about 20 cents per serving. That means the total cost per serving is roughly 27 cents. Now breaking down the price to our Orville Redenbacher's movie theater popcorn, there's 12 in 1 box, okay, and that's roughly $6.36, okay? But you don't need the olive oil or coconut oil, you don't need butter or any of that kind of stuff. It is what it is. Each bag is considered a single serving, so when you break that down, each bag would cost you 53 cents. So you're looking at a difference from the Jolly Time white popcorn and butter and the coconut oil, 27 cents, versus the microwavable popcorn, which is 53 cents. So making popcorn with the Jolly Time white popcorn kernels is a cheaper option. All right, so now here's the final verdict. Is popping your own popcorn on the stove just as kernel form worth it? My opinion, yes. You're saving money, you're cutting out some unnecessary ingredients, and when it comes to the time difference, it's not that bad. It's maybe, 2.5 minutes in the microwave and maybe 4, maybe 5 minutes on the stovetop. And yes, I have a little bit more dishes here, but it's really not that bad. Just throw it in the dishwasher with the rest of your dishes and you're good to go. So, my verdict, save money, get healthier, better popcorn. Stay healthy, save money, thrifty and thrive, and we'll see you next time.